Hello there, you're with NDTV. I'm Maha Siddiqui. Our top story, US President Joe Biden says that the world is risking nuclear Armageddon. This comes a week after Vladimir Putin gave a veiled nuclear threat last week, saying that the US had set the precedence in using nuclear weapons.
Russian President Putin's threat to use nuclear weapons is not a joke, the US President has said. Putin has threatened using nuclear bombs amid the war in Ukraine, where Russian troops have suffered a series of setbacks, especially after Moscow's illegal annexation of 4 regions. Biden says Putin's threats have brought the world closer to Armageddon, or a catastrophic destruction, first time since the Cold War Cuban Missile Crisis 6 decades ago. Speaking to his party supporters, Biden said, "We have not faced the prospect of Armageddon since Kennedy and Cuban Missile Crisis." Putin not joking when he talks about potential use of tactical nuclear weapons or chemical weapons. Threat real since Russian military underperforming. The 70-year-old Russian President Vladimir Putin has repeatedly made thinly veiled threats of nuclear attacks recently.
Подчеркну это еще раз. Всеми имеющимися у нас средствами. А те, кто пытаются шантажировать нас ядерным оружием, должны знать, что роза ветров может развернуться и в их сторону.
Культуры и спорта, этот самый пресловутый коллективный Запад создает новые и новые проблемы, новые и новые кризисы. При этом
Analysts say this reflects Putin's growing desperation.
This is the last step for him. In a sense that this is suicidal. If he is ready for the step, it means that we are witnessing a dictator who is even worse than Stalin, I would say.
In Ukraine, President Zelensky has raised a fresh alarm of nuclear disaster in Zaporizhzhia, home to Europe's largest nuclear power plant.
Інформуємо партнерів про чергові прояви російського терору, про ракетні удари по Запоріжжю та інших містах України, про застосування іранських безпілотників проти наших людей та інфраструктури. Іран чомусь стверджує, що їх у нас немає, люди їх бачать у небі, ми їх збиваємо, а нам кажуть, що їх нібито немає. Що ж, знайдемо способи, щоб їх дійсно не було.
Military experts still believe that the risk of Russia deploying nuclear weapons is low, but concerns over Russian forces suffering reversals in some of the annexed Ukrainian territory, possibly provoking Putin to use nuclear weapons. Bureau Report, NDTV.
Well, in this year's Nobel Peace Prize is a clear message to Russia. A Nobel Committee statement says that the winners have made an outstanding effort to document war crimes, human rights abuses and the abuse of power.
The Peace Prize laureates represent civil society in their home countries. They have made an outstanding effort to document war crimes, human rights abuses and the abuse of power. Together, they demonstrate the significance of civil society for peace and democracy.
The Nobel Committee's selection, a sharp critique of Russia's alleged war crimes, especially its illegal invasion of Ukraine. The Nobel Committee statement says the winners have made an outstanding effort to document war crimes, human rights abuses, as well as the abuse of power. One of the winners, the Center for Civil Liberties, was founded for the purpose of advancing human rights and democracy in Ukraine. After Russia invaded Ukraine, it has identified and documented Russian war crimes against the Ukrainian population. Another winner from Russia, human rights organization Memorial, which was shut down by the country's Supreme Court but kept on going. Memorial has been at the forefront of efforts to combat militarism and promote human rights and government based on the rule of law. The Nobel Committee has honored 3 outstanding champions of human rights, democracy and peaceful coexistence in neighbor countries Belarus, Russia and Ukraine. They've championed democracy even at heavy personal cost.
Look, I really honored and delighted this award was given to Ales Belyatsky. Ales Belyatsky is famous human rights defender in Belarus and in the world. He's actually honorable citizen of Paris. He is a wonderful person, and since 1995, he established the Human Rights Defenders Center Vesna in Belarus. He many times was in prisons for his views, for his intention, to protect people and human rights in our country. And of course, he deserves to be the winner of Peaceful Prize.
The President of France, Emmanuel Macron, who's been critical of Russia, was among the first to react. Bureau Report, NDTV.
And now India has explained why it abstained from a key UN vote on Xinjiang. This after many expressed disappointment at India's neutral stand against an egregious human rights violation condition in China. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi also said that the India-China situation is not yet normal.
भारत का वोट उसकी लंबे समय के चली आ रही पोजीशन के अनुरूप है कि कंट्री स्पेसिफिक प्रस्ताव कभी मददगार नहीं होते हैं। भारत ऐसे मुद्दों से निपटने के लिए बातचीत के पक्षधर है। सिंजियांग उइगुर ऑटोनोमस रीजन के लोगों के मानवीय अधिकारों का सम्मान किया जाना चाहिए और उनकी जो मानव अधिकार को गारंटी या रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए, इस पे जोर देना चाहिए। हमें उम्मीद है कि संबंधित पक्ष स्थिति को निष्पक्ष और ठीक रूप से संबोधित करेंगे। सिचुएशन अभी उस तरह से मैं उसको नहीं कहना चाहूँगा कि नॉर्मल है। इसमें कुछ पॉजिटिव स्टेप्स हुए हैं पर अभी भी कुछ और स्टेप्स बाकी हैं।
India-led job scam during Lalu Yadav's tenure as the railway minister in the Congress-led UPA government over 10 years ago, the CBI has filed a charge sheet in a court against 16 people, including him, his wife Rupee Devi, both former chief ministers whose son is currently the deputy chief minister of Bihar. The agency had filed the FIR on 18th of May against the husband-wife duo and two of their daughters, Meesa Bharti and Hema Yadav, besides 12 people who got jobs in the railways. Most of them are on bail. Well, and the process for the new CJI, that is the Chief Justice of India, has started. A new judge's appointment will now be on hold. The Union Law Ministry has asked the current CJI, UU Lalit, to name his successor. And now, in the meanwhile, no collegium meetings can take place in the last 30 days of the outgoing CJI. The current chief called a meeting on the 30th of September to appoint 4 judges. On the 30th of September, the collegium couldn't meet as Justice Chandrachud couldn't attend the meeting. CJI UU Lalit will retire on the 8th of November. The top court is currently has 6 vacancies. Justice Chandrachud is next in line to become the Chief Justice of India. Now, at the Rajasthan summit, the state government aimed to use the conclave to promote Rajasthan as an investment destination. The government says that they have been able to ink investment worth 10 lakh crores. But the big bonanza came from an unusual quarter, the Adani Group. Rajasthan has received a windfall with Gautam Adani promising an investment of over 60,000 crore rupees in Rajasthan.
At the Invest Rajasthan Summit, guest of honor and center stage Gautam Adani, who attended at the special invitation of the Chief Minister himself. And it came with a windfall, by far the highest investment promised by any corporate for Rajasthan.
Adani Group ने सुना है कि हमने 60,000 करोड़ का इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए अनाउंस किया है, तो गहलोत साहब से बात हो रही थी, तो हमने 2 प्रस्ताव के ऊपर मंजूरी दिया है और वो जो है कि 2 मेडिकल कॉलेज एंड पर्टिकुलरली जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जहाँ मेडिकल कॉलेज नहीं है वहाँ सिविल हॉस्पिटल के साथ में किस तरह से मेडिकल कॉलेज में योगदान दे सकते हैं, उसके ऊपर हुआ है। और दूसरा, उदयपुर में क्रिकेट स्टेडियम के लिए गहलोत जी से और जोशी साहब से बात हुआ है और उसके अंदर अदानी फाउंडेशन, अदानी ग्रुप की ओर से हम पूरा उसको बनाने के लिए पूरा सहयोग देंगे।
According to sources, a large chunk of this investment will be in the sector of power and renewable energy. The Adani Group already has a stake in solar power in Rajasthan. The Adani Group has also promised to improve medical infrastructure and invest in a sports stadium. But the Adani Group's interest in Congress-ruled Rajasthan has set off a buzz in political circles. Rahul Gandhi only today attacked the government's patronage of the business house. Despite the political contradictions, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot was all praise for the entrepreneurial skills of people from Gujarat.
गुजराती तो देखिए आज़ादी के पहले से ही बहुत सक्षम रहे हैं। आपके वहाँ तो टेक्सटाइल उद्योग और क्या क्या इंडस्ट्री, गुजरातियों का माइंड ही व्यापारिक माइंड रहा है शुरू से ही, और इसीलिए सक्षम राज्य रहा है। और कई बड़े बड़े उद्योगपति उस जमाने में भी, मैं पूछ रहा था भी गौतम भाई, विक्रम साराभाई से लगा के लालजी भाई, कई लोग रहे हैं। बाद में धीरूभाई अंबानी आ गए, अब गौतम भाई आ गए।
Leaving the Rajasthan government on the defensive.
जो आदमी अचानक इतना ऊपर आया टॉप पर, वर्ल्ड में नंबर 2 अडानी आ गए, नंबर 2 या 3, तो वो तो बीजेपी सरकार की मेहरबानी से आगे जगह जगह आपने फायदा पहुंचाया, कोई बात नहीं। अब यदि वो इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं तो लीगल इन्वेस्ट ही करेंगे ना राजस्थान में, कोई आप स्पेशल पावर तो उनको दे नहीं रहे, हमारे पास ना ऐसी है ना हम देंगे।
Invest Rajasthan. It's the government's big pitch to attract investment in the desert state, and for Ashok Gehlot himself, a prestigious conclave as he goes into an election year. But the sun actually shone on Rajasthan today as Mr. Gautam Adani promised a whopping investment in the state's renewable energy sector. Rajasthan already has the highest installed solar generation capacity. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
And now a ground report from Kheda in Gujarat, where men from a community were publicly flogged by policemen held to a pole. NDTV investigates.
The images that shocked India. Police officials publicly flogging Muslim men as punishment over allegations that they had thrown stones at a Garba celebration on the 3rd of October. At the village where it took place, 1 hour from Ahmedabad, there is tension. The police stationed in large numbers. The Hindus we spoke to, including village officials who organized the Garba, defended the police action, claiming stones were thrown by the Muslims.
हम आज शुरू ही हुआ, 3-4 गरबे हुए, तब पीछे से हमारे ऊपर हमले हुए, तो हम डर के मारे वहाँ से भाग गए। भागते भागते वहाँ गए, उसका मोहल्ला वहाँ है, तो हमने वहाँ जाके हम उससे से 10-15 लोग आए डंडी लाठियाँ लेके, तो हम सबको घेर लिया, हम तो डर गए। फिर हमारे लोग आए, हमको बचा के वहाँ से ले गए।
वो प्रोग्राम हमारे था 8वां वर्ष का, उसने अगले दिन मैंने गांव में रिकॉर्ड किया कि हिंदू समाज का गरबा है, सब इकट्ठे हो जाओ, तो उस लोगों ने सुन लिया, तो सुन के उसने तैयारी की, पत्थर लाकड़ियाँ सब उसने भेगा कर दिया, वो ठार किया उसने।
किसने?
हाँ, वो मुसलमान लोगों ने।
But this woman from the Muslim community, whose husband is seen in one of the viral videos being flogged, asks, where is the proof of stone pelting?
पुलिस वाले हैं वो, जो उनको ऐसा हमारे जो लड़कों को मारने का उनको कोई अधिकार नहीं है, और वो ऐसी मारपीट करी हो, हमको तो वही है कि बस पुलिस को उनके पद पर से सस्पेंड किया जाए।
We could not find any CCTV footage or cell phone videos of the stone pelting incident, raising further questions as to what exactly transpired between the two communities on 3rd of October and why the police only chose to act against one side.
As many have pointed out, even if stones were pelted, the police's actions would amount to a major violation of the law. The local SP, Rajesh Gadia, said the Sarpanch identified 43 Muslim men, and that's the only basis for their arrest, in the absence of any video evidence.
जो वायरल वीडियो हुआ है उसके बारे में सीनियर ऑफिसर्स ने इसको गंभीरता से लिया है, और उसका इन्वेस्टिगेशन एक क्लास 1 ऑफिसर को दिया गया है, डिप्टी एसपी को, और डिप्टी एसपी जो प्रायोरिटी के बेस पे उनका इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं, और एज सुन एज पॉसिबल, जल्द से जल्द जितना हो सके इतना जल्द से जल्द उसमें डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट सबमिट करने के लिए आदेश किया गया है। तो वो हर एक पॉइंट की अच्छे से इंक्वायरी करेंगे और डिटेल्ड रिपोर्ट भेजेंगे, और बिल्कुल उसमें जो भी सत्य होगा वो उसमें मेंशन होगा, तो उसके मुताबिक आगे कार्यवाही हो जाएगी।
A top police official, the IGP of the Ahmedabad range, V. Chandrasekhar, who ordered an inquiry committee, has told NDTV that they have ascertained that the cops were from the local police branch of Kheda district, that the police were also injured by the accused the previous night in stone pelting, and while they were being arrested, they had shown resistance. Once the police checks if the video is genuine, necessary action will be taken.
Why did the police decide to tie those men to this electrical pole and beat them up in full public display? And what remains to be seen, which is the most important thing, is that what kind of action will be taken against those police personnel who are publicly flogging accused in Gujarat? Because remember, whatever the report is and what kind of action will be taken is going to set a precedent not just for the state of Gujarat but also for the entire country, because this kind of public flogging has triggered massive outrage across the country and globally as well. With camera person Ashok Mahale in Gujarat, I'm Tanushree Pandey reporting for NDTV.
Let's move on now to some other news. The rupee sinks to an all-time low at 82 rupees and 30 paise per dollar. It has breached the 82 rupees per dollar mark for the first time. The rupee was down by 10.6% just this year. The reason? Massive US rate hikes, fears of global recession, rising oil prices slowing export, as well as the RBI continuing to sell forex reserves to defend the rupee. The rupee has weakened after World Bank slashes India's growth forecast by 1% as well. Meanwhile, the markets ended flat amidst volatility. Markets drag ahead of release of major US job data. The Sensex sheds 30 points, ends at 58,191.29. The Nifty sheds 17 points, ends at 17,314.70. The Center LIC to private IDBI banks to sell combined 60.72% stake. Now, as the women's under-17 team arrives in Bhubaneswar, their journey so far has been inspiring, and we get you their stories.
The humble dwelling of Anita Kumari, who will play in the Under-17 Women's World Cup on Tuesday.
बहुत खुशी है गरीब छुआ आज आगे बढ़ गया है बहुत गरीब आदमी है हम लोग मार भात खाते थे कभी मिलता तो हम लोग भात खाते नहीं तो उसने सूझ जाते
Asha is thrilled. She hasn't had much reason to smile, but her daughter is her pride. From absolute poverty to taunts over wearing shorts to glass on the field to stop her from playing, Anita Kumari, the fourth girl amongst 5 sisters, has made it to the Under-17 World Cup team. Ashtam Oraon, the captain of the team, grew up in a remote Jharkhand village with no phone connectivity and irregular electricity supply. As she leads the team, her district police wishes her luck for the tournament. Ashtam's parents work in the fields and have struggled to make ends meet. Most of the team members have similar stories, but the focus is now on the game.
Yeah, they come from different backgrounds, but when you come to a football team, that doesn't matter at all. Here we are all the same. We are here for the same reason, and girls are working very hard together.
Union Minister Kiran Rijiju has appealed to the public to come and watch the girls play.
Do get your tickets for the matches and also do turn out in huge numbers to support our team. Wishing all the players and organizers the very best for this prestigious tournament.
For these young tigresses, getting to this point, participating in the World Cup has been a battle in itself. But now they go into the tournament with confidence as the nation prays for their success. With Hariban Sharma in Ranchi, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.